Hey guys, we cut out nearly $200 out of our monthly budget. To find out how, keep watching. Oh crap!
Find out how to avoid the sneaky budget busters. Hi, this is Marriage and Family Matters. I'm Sonia, and this is my husband Brennan. Today we're talking to you about sneaky budget busters.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about how we cut nearly $200 out of our monthly budget, and it was something that I didn't think that was possible at one point in time until we had to sell our home. And this is a line item in our budget that I thought that I would never change. And I was so devoted to this particular line item and this particular brand that I just thought that it was absolutely absurd to even consider changing this item that we're about to talk about today. But I guess the jig is up, and what I'm talking about is our entertainment budget, mainly our television / cable. And we were able to cut nearly $200 from our budget by changing our cable and our television. And so, again, without further ado, I'm just going to jump into the story. So it was about 2000, well, not about 2016. It wasn't May of 2016. We had just went under contract for our home, to sell our home, and we already had purchased this current home, and the home was being built. So what that meant for us is that we had to relocate to an apartment for 6 months while the home was being built. And so we did that, and we moved into this apartment around the corner from our old subdivision, and it was an apartment that had a balcony, and we had rented an apartment on the second floor. And so we got everything moved out, and we got all of our services transitioned over to our new place, including our cable / satellite television. And our provider was DirecTV. And mind you guys, I am was a huge DirecTV guy. So much so that I would make fun of people if they didn't have DirecTV.
You used to talk about?
I used to talk about people who wouldn't have it. If you had like cable, I'm like, how could you have cable? Like, not having DirecTV was like wearing a pair of hand-me-down shoes. Like, you can't wear hand-me-down shoes, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, now you can. Now I can. But then, my mindset was so much so that I wouldn't even consider parting with DirecTV. But we were forced to part ways with DirecTV. And it was because when the DirecTV guy came out to install the dish, because we were on the second floor and on the front part of the apartment complex, the apartment building, the guy couldn't get a direct view of the southern sky, which is a requirement in order to get satellite TV. The building was blocking the line of sight for the satellite dish. And make a long story short, we couldn't get satellite. And I was hurt for a while. I was hurt for a little bit about that, because I was thinking, man, I can't have all of the shows I watch. Now, we were paying roughly $227 a month for DirecTV, mainly during football season, because we had the Premier package, which included all of the channels, all of this, the radio channels. I had the NFL Sunday package that I didn't watch. I got it to watch the Detroit Lions, because I was a Detroit Lions fan since I was like in middle school. Yeah. But because Detroit sucked, I said it. They sucked. They still suck. I stopped watching it. So we were paying this money, and we weren't really watching and getting the value out of this service. We had all of the channels, but we probably watched maybe 25, 30 channels between the both of us, like 15 each.
Yeah, we were watching the same channels.
The same shows. Like, I would watch Law and Order every day on, I think that's TNT. TNT. And even though I've seen it 100 times, I watched it like it was brand new. And so I didn't take advantage of all these other channels that I was paying for. So again, so to jump ahead in the story, we got let out of our DirecTV contract because we couldn't actually utilize the service. And that sort of left a void about what we were going to do for our television. And so we started talking. We started doing our research, and found this thing or this topic called cutting the cord. And I started to explore what that meant. And essentially, what I found is that there was this huge movement of people sort of disconnecting from these big providers, satellite providers, cable providers like Spectrum, AT&T, who were some other ones? Dish Network, DirecTV, Time Warner. All of these big cable companies that were sort of locking you into this with contracts and bad services, people were deciding that enough was enough. And so I think we sort of by default decided enough was enough. And since we couldn't get DirecTV, we had the option of going with cable, but we chose not to. We started looking at other alternatives for TV. And sweetie, you want to jump in and talk about those other alternatives that we looked at?
Sure. So we looked at, there were some apps that we found that require internet access, but you could still get some of the same channels that you would get through a cable provider. So we were looking at Sling TV, PS View, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime, yeah.
And then there were other means of how you actually get access to those different channels. So we had a PlayStation where you could access some of the apps. But we found out about the Amazon Fire Stick. And then there's also a Roku stick as well that even comes with even more channels that are things you've probably not even seen on
free channels, which is the key word,
right.
free.
Through cable.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm just going to talk a little bit about those Roku channels. So the Roku channels, they provide a lot of free channels like Crackle is on there, and Tubi TV, and some PBS and some British channels and stuff like that. And they don't show you the most up-to-date content, but for me, it was all new content. Like they show a lot of B grade and C grade movies, and a lot of older, early 2000 and 1990 movies. So, and on Crackle now, they're coming out with their own original programming. So, there's a lot of content out there that you could access. So I'm sorry I cut you off.
That's okay. So the cost for these things varied by whatever app we were looking at. So we also just checked in with reviews online and then with people
YouTube.
that we knew that had already started using some of these things to make a decision on which things we would go with. So we ended up going with the Amazon Fire Stick and the Roku. And we already had Netflix, so we kept Netflix, and then we did PS View over Sling TV.
No. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes. The PS View is like $34.99 a month for 70 plus channels. And then we also had Amazon Prime through my mom.
Thank you, Mom.
Because you can share Prime accounts, so we were able to get access to Amazon Prime TV through her account.
And guys, Amazon Prime has a lot of original programming too. The Man in the High Castle was awesome. What else I watched on there? I was able to get a lot of PBS shows through there. Mercy Street, and oh man, I got into Downton. That's that right?
Abbey.
Downton Abbey through Amazon Prime. So there was a lot of stuff that you could watch on there. But like my wife said, we decided to go with the PS View mainly because of me. And I needed, for me to be able to successfully cut the cord from the cable providers, I needed to be able to watch my college football. If you haven't heard, or if you don't know, I'm a huge Clemson fan, as well as Clemson alumni twice, undergrad and grad school. So I have to follow my Tigers. Now, I really, really care about football. I don't care that much about Clemson basketball. Well, that's not true. I follow them just as hard, even though we suck. But with PlayStation View, I was able to get all my ESPNs. I was able to get ESPNU, the regular ESPN, ESPN2, and ESPN News. And I was able to get HGTV, AMC, because I got to watch The Walking Dead, TBS, and TNT, and I think USA. And so there was also some on-demand. I was able to get some news on there. We were able to get MSNBC, CNN, Fox, and all that stuff. But essentially, it satisfied all of our viewing needs. And so essentially, it was basic cable. And so we got 70 channels, like my wife said, for roughly $35. My wife said we already had an Netflix account, which was $10. So we coupled that with the PS View and the free Amazon Prime account, and we were pretty much set. We also too use our family and friends DirecTV login to get certain channels that PS View didn't offer. So PS View doesn't offer Nick Jr. for our son to watch his shows. So we just use, I think, my mother-in-law's DirecTV account and only added that app to one of our smart TVs and or our Roku or Amazon Fire Stick. And we were able to get his content for him and satisfy him. And guys, we were paying, like I said, $227 a month during football season, roughly $180 to $190 when football season was over. And we got it down now to roughly $44 a month. Now that's excluding our internet because we were already paying for internet. Right. So we don't count the internet costs. But all of these things, in order to view the television and what we view television, you have to have solid internet. So we decided to invest more in our internet package so that we can get and stream TV seamlessly without any interruptions. And guys, I love it. Now, there's some drawbacks to it. Like if I'm watching television talking to my friends during the game, there might be a 15 to 20 second lag for me, or I might be ahead of them in my viewing. So, but we can get over that because normally they all have DirecTV, and when they just pause it and wait till I get up on the right time, and then they unpause it and we watch it and we can talk about the game. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to say there's a lot of options out there. So what we did was just sit down and figure out, well, which channels do we really want to keep and make sure we have access to so that we can see our favorite shows. And then which channels do we want to make sure we have for our son. And so we took that in consideration and looked at what the different apps had to offer and at the different packages, because most of them have multi-level packaging, so you can choose which packaging you want, how much you want to invest into keeping whatever shows you want to or channels you want to be able to watch. So there's a little bit of an upfront investment if you go the route of an Amazon Fire Stick like we did, or a Roku stick, but they're like maybe $30 each.
And now you may not even have to do that if you have a smart TV. You can download the apps right to the television.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing that I forgot was that we got a over-the-air antenna as well, and with that we picked up roughly 28 to 30 free channels: ABC, CBS, CNN, Fox, CBS, and PBS. And then our local channels, we got like a Western channel, a Laugh channel that plays Night Court from back in the day. I saw Mama's Family on there the other day. If you're an 80s baby, you know about Mama's Family. And so with an over-the-air antenna, you can get free channels as well. So we couple that with the television packages that we already had. And guys, we essentially got everything that we had before. At least that we were watching. Maybe not all the channels we were paying for, but every channel we were watching.
And also through the Amazon Fire Stick, if you don't have a friend that has DirecTV that's willing to give you access to a particular channel, you can purchase a channel app by itself and pay a monthly fee for that. So when Game of Thrones comes out, before we knew we could connect with our DirecTV friends, we would purchase the app, the HBO app, temporarily to watch Game of Thrones.
Well, first we did it for like a week or a month for free. And then we purchased it the first one we first, because HBO was offering that free trial. So definitely take advantage of the free trials, because we did, and it saved us $10. And that might not seem like a lot to you guys, but that's a meal at Five Guys, Wendy's. Hey, you gotta watch your money where you can and save where you can. So that's what we do. So we cut the cord. We kicked DirecTV to the curb. Screw you, DirecTV. No more contracts.
Bye-bye.
And we were able to pretty much avoid that sneaky budget buster. Because, guys, we were paying, again, $220 a month. Now, think what we can do with that money now. That's essentially an extra $180 that we got in our budget that we can do whatever with. We can take a budget-friendly date night. We could throw that on debt.
Yep.
We could, I don't know.
We added it to our snowball
Yeah.
so we can get out of debt.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, guys. If you guys are looking for a way to add more room in your budget to create some more money, definitely take a look at your entertainment costs, mainly your cable television. That is one of the highest line items in most people's budget. And if you're in the contract with these providers, you can negotiate your way out and fight your way out. Most of these individuals, they have so many consumers that losing one or two individuals and losing one contract or two contracts won't matter that much. So I heard somebody talking about it on the Dave Ramsey show actually this week, how they got out of a contract by just arguing with the people. So argue with them. So those are our tips for avoiding the sneaky budget busters, at least our sneaky budget buster, which was our cable and satellite TV.
Yours might be different. So as you're working on your budget, because if you're on your debt-free journey or for whatever reason you're looking at your budget, pay attention to where your money's going, and then see if you can figure out where it's busting your budget.
Exactly. So guys, thank you again for watching. Please subscribe or leave a comment if you like our videos. And so until next time,
Keep watching.
keep watching. We will see you.